Well, hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to another Sunday episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And as always, just a quick thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with me. It's appreciated so much more than you know. It really is. And that makes us all part of the best damn community here on YouTube, hands down. So in today's video, I'm going to name 5 traps to avoid when you're stacking silver and gold. I know most of my audience is pretty savvy with their metals, but there may be a few newer stackers out there who might benefit from these tips. I mean, we all remember when we first got into this thing, right? It was beyond intimidating. It really was, because mistakes made with stacking tend to be expensive ones. The bottom line is, there are a lot of traps and pitfalls out there, and they can be dangerous.
Let us hurry. There is nothing to fear here. That's what scares me.
Well, maybe not quite that dramatic, but you know what I'm getting at. Anyway, with all that being said, you already know it. Let's friggin' roll it. Alright, the first hazard we need to be aware of are the silver pumpers. And there are plenty of them out there, folks. Between the Numeyers, Kiyosaki's, and Zhangs, you'd swear silver and gold was going to absolutely catapult into triple figures tomorrow. By tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then the next day, you get it. I mean, all three have been calling for triple-digit silver for years now. And I don't have anything against those three personally. They've obviously made their ways in life with success. And sometimes actually do have pertinent knowledge to pass on. Except for maybe Neumeyer anyway. So I can't really crack on them too badly. But I say that to say this. It's absolutely, positively irresponsible on their part to just continue spewing their insane predictions through social media. And hell, anywhere else they can draw a captive audience. Newer stackers, or even potential new stackers, are going to see this stuff. They're going to buy into it. They're going to pull out all the stops to go all in. And then they're going to be left holding the bag, wondering what they've gotten themselves into. So, yeah, I'm listing silver pumpers as trap number 1. And that also includes, you guessed it, silver pumper channels here on YouTube who are saying whatever they need to for their views. I'm not naming channels. Chances are you're already aware of them. Look, they're getting paid to say what they say. It is what it is. And they're going to pump silver until the cows come home and then wash, rinse, repeat. Just remember to educate yourself, folks. YouTube is fine for getting the basics. But when it comes to metal prices and predictions, yeah, do your own research. Trap number 2, TV con artists. Lots of those folks, too. They typically prey on the uninformed or even the older folks, unfortunately. Who may not have access to the internet, and they definitely prey on the FOMO folks for sure. TV coin sellers will almost always be higher in price on their stuff, and really, guys, all it takes is a quick Google search to find far better pricing. It's insane what they're charging for silver and gold. And I'm going to pick on my favorite TV guy of them all, and that's Mike Mizak of HSN. This guy, this is the king of the silver-tongued serpents right here. He'll say anything and everything to convince you that you need to buy whatever it is he's selling. Now, personally, I think his greatest hit was when he tried to pawn off the, I think it was the 2023 Britannia with the Queen on the obverse. Tried to pass it off as a coin that was minted for 1 week only, and that it became a commemorative instead of bullion. He also said that it was the most limited Britannia in decades and decades and decades. History. I mean, what? Well, let's let him tell you about it, not me.
And then the Queen passes September the 8th. They have a difficult decision. What are they going to do? Are they going to melt the coins? Because are they going to release the coins? Because Elizabeth isn't the Queen in 2023. They decide that they're going to release the coins in essence as a tribute. Coins that were made for 1 week and 1 week only. So the first one was technically the 2023, the last coin. I'm going to call it a commemorative. But this coin is literally a tribute. This is a tribute to her reign. And the least produced Britannia probably in decades and decades, made for literally 1 week and 1 week only.
So the 2023 Britannia was made for 1 week only, according to Mike, just in case you weren't aware. Obviously, that's false. People have tubes and tubes and millions of these things. And this guy was even selling them for $65 a piece shipped for a Britannia. Enough said. Don't buy from these folks. They're dishonest, and they couldn't care less about being as such with the blatant untruths they spit out. I think Mike believes himself at this point. That's how bad it's gotten. Trap number 3, online scammers. Now, before I get into this, please understand I'm not slamming eBay, Etsy, Instagram, Temu. It's the users that make things seem bad, and the lack of concern a company shows for it can make all the difference in the world. Now, Facebook, yeah, I'm going to slam Facebook. There are so many fraudulent $19.99 Silver Eagle ads and under spot deals for gold running around that platform. It's insane. It's gotten so bad that Facebook users are even slamming the legitimate bullion companies for being scam artists when they advertise on there, because the level of trust has sunk to an all-time low on Facebook. Now, get this. A couple of law enforcement agencies who deal with this stuff, online scams, they've offered several times to help educate Facebook brass on the plethora of scams on their site. They've called. They've left messages. They've emailed. Guess how many times Facebook has responded? Yeah, not once. Zero, zilch, nada. They don't care. They're getting revenue from those fraudulent ads, and you just don't threaten to take away even $1 from Facebook. You can report these ads all you want. You'll get the form letter back that says, we found nothing illegitimate with the ad, which tells me they didn't even bother to look. Folks, be careful online. If the deal appears too good to be true, and damn near 100% of the time, it most definitely is. Trap number 4, depositories. Now, a depository is a place that's willing to hold your metals in a Fort Knox-like safe, so they say. And some of these companies also sell the metals themselves and allow you to directly deposit them into their storage without you ever taking physical delivery until you request it. Then they send you your metals. At least, well, that's how it's supposed to work. I make no mistake, there are definitely some legitimate companies out there who do this, and they do it well. But unfortunately, there are far more scam companies that take your money, tell you that you have metals, and store them, when in reality, there are no metals, or very little. In comparison, it's like consider it like a silver and gold ETF. You buy them through your vendor, and they become a part of your stock portfolio without ever receiving physical metal. They're just numbers. Now, these scammers operate on the same premise. You're sending them money, they're telling you that you have physical metal, and now it's officially in storage, when in fact, there was never any physical bullion in your name, ever. Just numbers. Case in point, one of these companies was recently sued by a customer who bought several $1,000s worth of silver, and he stored it with him for about 7 years or so. I mean, he was given the whole deal, pictures, serial numbers of all his bars, the whole thing, the whole shebang. So far, so good, right? Well, maybe not. Time came when that customer decided to take possession of his metals, and lo and behold, they wrote back saying they had none to send him. And they kept hemming and they kept hawing and finally decided they're going to compensate him in cash for the amount he had initially invested. Now, he didn't want the cash. The dollar had lost some purchasing power during that 7 years, so technically he was losing out by not getting the physical silver. A long story short, he took that company to court, won his case, and the company was shut down as a result. Turns out they've been taking people's money and investing it in their own interests, never dreaming someone would call them out. And when one did, they thought, hey, we'll just give them some crappy fiat cash. That did not go well in the end. Be careful with these places, folks. Remember the age-old stacker's motto: if you don't hold it, you know it. You don't own it. And lastly, trap number 5, loose lips sink ships. You guys remember the iconic line from the movie Fight Club with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton?
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, that one. Well, that line applies to us as stackers as well. Now, too many people have bragged about their silver and gold and have paid the price for it, sometimes even the ultimate price when they were killed over it. Look, I've had a lot of folks ask me why I don't put up full stack videos and only bits and pieces of what I have. Well, that's because no one but me needs to know what I keep in the vaults. People already know I stack. They know my viewers stack. We're on YouTube because we all share a common interest with stacking, right? That doesn't mean you go around bragging about it. For me personally, with the exception of my mom and my dad, no one in my family even knows I'm doing this, and it's going to stay that way. Just know that this is a personal journey that you're on, and there isn't a soul out there, except for maybe your spouse, who needs to know everything that you have. And just mentioning an offhand comment to someone about your stacking, well, that could lead to more trouble than you ever thought imaginable. That person could tell another person, and that person could tell someone who's desperate and not afraid to hunt down your address and give it the old college try to get your stuff. Just keep your stacking to yourself. Or at the very least, stay as anonymous as you can. Crazier things have happened.
Okay, Ralphie, you in
All right. There you have it, folks. So those are 5 traps that newer and even veteran stackers need to be aware of. Now, those are only 5. This video could have been a lot longer. I'm sure there are plenty more out there. So if you know of one that I should have added, hey, feel free to add it to the comments below and let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack. Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks. Have a great week ahead.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?